Hey, Coach, so glad you found us on YouTube. Couple things. First of all, make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Let me help you put banners and all those things in the gym. It's a great community. We do one-on-one calls, office hours. There's nothing like it. And you get my personal email address. There's a roadmap in there to help you become a better basketball coach. Also, go over and subscribe and like. Have a great day.
Welcome to High School Hoops. Coach, we're gonna be talking about job interviews and jobs. Coach was teasing me that I haven't had to have a job interview in 26 years. Haven't gotten fired yet. That's good. I figure if I get fired, I'll go fishing, something. Yeah, whatever. At this point in my career. But we'll talk about that. Before we do, give a big shout out to our sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the #1 shooting machine on the market. I think my record is 27 seconds to set it up. And I don't even have to do it. Like, I opened the gym up this morning at 6:45 and rolled the balls out and said, I got to go do some work in my room. And they know how to set it up now. I don't even have to, they know the code. I don't even have to do anything anymore. And the machines are so great now. I don't worry about them losing an arm. And the old ones, you'd worry about them putting their
hand. Yeah, reaching in for a ball. And
it's like you'd lose an arm or something. So go check them out. They'll take really good care of you. Tell them I sent you. And then go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. The one-stop shop for basketball coaches. Everything you need to take your team to the next level. And me. You get my personal email address. There you go. Something. I don't know. All right. So tell me what you were thinking about this topic, Coach.
Man, so looking for the right job, I feel there's a lot of different layers to it. The last time I actually was on your podcast, I had a group of juniors coaching girls. We were going to compete for a league title. That year, we actually won the league title. COVID season, so as an asterisk, I guess. But hey, we won league. And I was going to go in with them for their senior year, hoping to repeat. And the job opened up in my hometown. Well, actually, not my hometown, where I was living at the time. So it'd be right down the street. It's perennially a better program. So I felt like the roots were there. Went in for the interview, got off the job. Did a couple weeks of soul searching because leaving those girls that I had known since, 8th grade and developing
was
good. Oh my, so you see where it's going, and I left. I made the decision to leave. I asked what I thought were the right questions. Left. Get into the program. I have a above 500 season with the first group of girls. They don't really buy in, but I expected that. Come to realize that the technical school in the town over had just increased their enrollment and now was purging all of my players.
Welcome to high school basketball 2023. Yes.
I had stepped into a dying program without really. I thought I thought I had done all my research. I thought I was prepared. I thought I was ready to go. I thought I knew what I was doing, and it was that left field kind of like came out of left field and really took the wind out of my sails. I tried to, remedy it by doing free clinics, but guess what? When you're running the free clinics, who am I developing players for?
Yeah.
That technical school.
Right.
Next season we win 5 games and I'm kind of back at square one at that point. So I really wanted to go through what kind of questions we should be asking. Who should we be trusting? Not that I would ever say that I didn't.
Would you in retrospect, let's go the retrospect part. Is there any way that you could have known that beforehand? Then how would you have known that?
I would have had to ask like an 8th grade parent. I would have had to go to a rec game, or a middle school game and said, hey, what do you guys think about, the high school program? Or because you're not going to get that answer from.
Yeah. So that's so the reason I asked that question is I think that's something you want to do for future things.
Yeah.
is you want to get down to the youth and go, what do you think? What do you think of our youth program? How do you think it's going? How do you think the high school program's going? Because they'll tend to be more honest with you. A 6th grade parent, because they don't even know who you are necessarily. Yeah, I mean, it's I
So
say I'd say that one of the keys is administration, but I never thought of like the key is like, what are you walking into too?
well, administration's idea was bring me in. You know, I was coming off of a division championship. I was coach of the year.
You're gonna
You know,
save it.
they figured I could save it, and that's kind of how they pitched it to me, not realizing that I was up against, well, me not realizing I was up against a machine that was going to run through me. I could have been.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what name you throw out. I could have been whoever. But yeah, so really asking the right people, because your AD is going to want if the AD wants you, he's going to pitch the job to you in the way he's going to pitch to you. Same thing with administration.
Right. It's like anything. It's like recruiting. Like when I tell my players, whatever you're hearing from the coach, he said to 6 other kids.
Yep.
Because he's recruiting you. It's the same thing. If they want you for the coaching job, they're going to recruit you.
Yep.
So you got to get through the bullshit, basically. Yeah.
And as nice as it was to, walk down the street and have that, I'm in town, I don't have to sit in traffic, I don't have to do all that stuff. I didn't do the right research, and I didn't have the right I don't even want to say guidance, because there's nobody really that could point you in that direction.
So what would you do different other than the youth thing? What would you tell someone that was listening to this? What would your advice be?
Well, the easy thing is to look at past history, and you can see a program that's this program hadn't been under 500 in 15, 20 years. We're talking about a program that was constantly getting to the semifinals of the states, quarterfinals of the states, just continuously. It seemed like a well-oiled machine. But with it's kind of like buying a house. You've really got to get into the roots of it.
And why did the previous coach leave?
That's the other thing.
Because I always tease, I always kid people. They always ask when I'm gonna retire, because I've been doing it for 25 years. I've won a lot of. I said, when I retire, you'll know that we're not going to be very good when I retire.
Yeah.
What's following. I don't have the 5-star athlete coming in as an 8th grader when I retire. Like, I'm just going to be real with you. Like,
yeah, and I think as a coach coming in, you almost feel like you don't want to talk to the previous coach, because it feels like you're taking over, or it feels weird, like they're like.
No, I get it. Yeah.
But I think that is a conversation to be had. Even if they're being let go.
Yeah, I think you'll get a more honest discussion, maybe sometimes even if they're let go.
Yeah.
When I retire, I ideally would want one of my assistant coaches to get it, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So, I'd be honest with anybody that would call me. It's like, here's what I see. Here's our strengths. Here's our weaknesses, blah, blah, blah. Here's where the way I see our conference going. There's lots of
this is how the school feels about the program. This is how the town feels about the program.
This
is how we get along with the rec program. This is how, this is the support we get. This is,
you would add talking to the previous coach is a big
one. That's
huge. And you didn't do, you think you would have gotten an answer on that if you would have the answer
I probably would have gotten a talent answer about the pipeline and about how it was being cut off.
Okay.
I think I also would have had a conversation directly with the recreation program, because the AD is going to tell you, oh yeah, just go set it up with them. But you don't know what's going on with the district and the rec. Like, the rec might be like, we don't work with you guys. We've never worked with you guys. And that would be something very, very important to know coming in as a new coach. For sure.
Okay. So anything else that you would, so talk to the previous coach, go to the youth. What else would have caught this quote unquote landmine?
Reaching out, and what I eventually did was I reached out to I was the girls coach. I reached out to the boys coach. And then the boys coach told me that the girls don't do anything in the off season. There's very little interest, things that came out. So reaching out to the other coach of the opposite program might be helpful as well.
That's a good idea.
That's an objective view from
Right.
somebody who kind of sees it in up close. We share the gym. We have to coordinate practice times. He's very close to everything. So that would be my three things: reaching out to the local rec/YMCA, former coach, and reach out to the opposite coach.
And again, and your gut said yes. The problem, I always say go with your gut, because your gut tends to push you in the right direction. Like, I had an opportunity to get a job and my gut said no, and I didn't take it. And it was a great idea. I didn't take it, but my gut was saying, nope, don't take that. Don't take that. Even though people are telling you should, don't take it. And I didn't. It was a good decision in retrospect, but I'm not sure your gut even would have gotten you the right answer on this one, because you're taking over from, the New England.
I could have wrote out with them senior year,
right.
Yeah. So, yeah, lesson learned.
Yeah. Was there anything in the interview that surprised you? The actual interview.
The thing that surprised me,
when you look back, you go, "Oh shit, that should have been a red flag," or "Ooh, wasn't ready for that."
The lack of interest in the job in district. That was a red flag. For a program that had so much success, you would have figured there would have been somebody, in town or in the district that would have been hopping at it. Little bit of a red flag, and maybe a question I should have asked: why doesn't anybody else want this job? But again, they shiny new object.
They recruited you.
They did a good job. Hey, listen, and oranges to orange juice. I moved on to the boys side, transitioned to an assistant job for the first time in 11 years, and got to really learn a lot about my own coaching philosophy and how I feel about things.
And how was that? How's the boys side?
We were good.
How did it feel? Like, what was, they're more bought in because they want to hoop. Probably
they just want to play. They want to play. A lot of what the boys is saying, hey, come over, stop doing what you're doing, get over here and take a sip of water sometimes.
Right.
But it was fun. I mean, with boys, it's a lot too. With girls, everything is very it's very exact. If you draw up a play on the board and you forget to draw a girl's spot, because doing pick and roll action on this side, and you forget what's going on this side, they'll just stand there.
Right. Yes.
You didn't tell them what to do.
The boys will react.
The boys just react, and sometimes that reaction might be wrong. So you have to tell them, hey, I don't need you going back door here, because that's where we're going.
Right.
Like this is the space that we're looking for. So if you're gonna react, it can't be this.
Right.
Or kind of like we were talking about before. If you get knocked, cover.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
And protect. I love that.
Protect. Yeah.
I love that. All right. Any other things, Coach?
No, just a shout out to all the, all the people out there looking for jobs.
And,
yeah.
Yes.
And remember, hey, you're looking for a job. You're doing just as much, questioning and recruiting as they are.
Yeah. There's always a job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. There's don't fall in love with a job. There's always another job. I know. All right. Till next week.
Hey, Coach. So glad you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like before you leave. And also go over and check out Teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's got everything and a roadmap for you to become a better basketball coach. So go over and check it out. And let's head back to the next video, wherever that would be.